Hey there, my name is Ash Shukla, and I'm here today to talk to you about success and chakras. And I know that many of you have been listening to me on different channels, my friends. As you have been listening to me talking about chakras, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for listening to me. I really, really appreciate you. I'm today I'm going to be going into this topic, and it's a little bit different as in how it's handled because many people talk about success. The question is as to what energetic centers people are using to become successful. And if you like this video, what I would love for you to do is go here at the bottom and give me some love. Go ahead and like it, share it, and comment on it. And I would really appreciate that. Okay. Um, so that being said, my friend, today I'm going to be talking to you about this, and what the reason, what inspired me with this is that I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they were really, not feeling good. They were in a really bad situation, and as you know that right now with because of pandemic there's a lot of things happening. People are the good news is that people are trying, right? Because I believe that as us as human beings, we are made to be resilient. We are made to be hardworking and dedicated, right? We are made to become successful. The question is, what are we doing to become successful? And one of the things that I have found over time is that when you are taking a look at a success, right, of any kind, and when you take a look at a successful person, if you whether you take a look at Bill Gates, or whether you take a look at Lee Iacocca, or you take a look at Warren Buffett, or maybe even some other leaders such as Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King, some movement creators. When you look at spiritual leaders, right? When you take a look at Pope, and anybody else who is successful, the question is, what are they doing? Right? That has been the question in my mind that comes up over and over for me, every single time. And so today I wanted to just discuss that a little bit with you as to what are they doing, right? See, think about it. Like, I always stop myself, I pause, and I say, what are they really doing? Are they really successful because they're just born that way, or are they really successful because they actually do something, right? Some activity, whatever that may be. And so this arises because somebody yesterday said to me, hey Ash, um, I am trying to make it. I've been in business for for the last 2 years. I had a full-time job. I was doing all this thing, and she was telling me this. This particular lady was telling me this. And so as she's telling me this, and I'm going ahead and looking at her situation, she's like, yeah, but for some odd reason, I just cannot seem to figure this out. I can't seem to move this business forward. So as a holistic business consultant, right, like one of the things always think about is how can I help this person, because my heart goes out to the business owner, and I really want to help them. So so then I was looking at this, and I asked them some questions. And basically what I find is that within your chakra system, in your in your energetic bodies, what I find is that when your energetic bodies are not in alignment, what happens is when one is closed, and the second one cannot open. So when you take a look at this systematized processes, you really have to sit down and think about some things as to what is it that makes everything work. So I was talking to her, and this particular person is very creative, amazingly creative when it comes to creation is concerned. Their challenge that they were running into was the issue that they were having was not the fact that they didn't know how to be successful. Their challenge was they kept on taking exits. So I started taking a look at this because I get a lot of my clients who are in the who are trying to make it, and then the question is how do they make it. So this seven chakras, what I find is with successful people, they do certain things. Number one, see what this person was doing was they kept on looking at their friends and their family members, and they grew up in an environment where a lot of people were successful in their family. So I'm sure you have experienced that in your life, or maybe you know somebody just like that, right? Where people have told them that, hey, you cannot make it or you will not make it, and things like that, right? So when that happens, what tends to happen is, you begin to get bogged down, because every time when somebody tells you something negative, we are like a pond, right? And people start putting poison in our pond, and this particular person had been they have somebody was putting poison in their pond for last good 40-50 years, right? So that caused a problem for them, because what that did for them is they kept on looking and doing something, and they kept on judging themselves to see whether that's right or wrong, whether is it good for me, is it not good for me, like questioning. But if you take a look at people like spiritual leaders, or if you take a look at even movement creators such as Gandhi, think about it, or Martin Luther King, I'm sure when they looked at that as a battle, they didn't look left and right, right? They just knew that they were going to get this done. They knew that this was wrong, and it needed to change. So many times, what I find with the successful people is, number one, the first thing that they do is they know which energetic center, who they are themselves. They know that they are hard worker, they know they are dedicated, they know they know they are creators, they know they are givers. They who are you, right? They know themselves. That's the step number one that I have found that most people do. Number two, what I have found with these people is, so what they do is they know which energetic center do they come from. The second thing that these people do really really well is that they use their Agya chakra, which is your third eye chakra. They use that in a positive fashion, in a way that will be helpful for them, right? In many ways. So what happens is, and by the way, if you're here live, go here at the bottom, make a comment, and I would love for you to like the video or make the comment, okay? So that being said, so on the third side, on the third, thing that they do is they use the vision, they use the Ajna chakra, your third eye chakra. Okay, that's what they use to create their vision, to create their mission. What do they want to go after? Things like that. They want to they do interesting things, because once they do that, they begin to realize, because they know who they are internally, and which chakra they come from, and what is their primary force or forces that drives them. Then they go to work, because they know the secret of success is in hard work and dedication and things like that. So they know that it's not about getting things right, and it's not just about getting things perfect, but it's rather creating a forward moving momentum. So what they do to do that, hi David, how are you? um, I'll be seeing you. I'm looking forward to actually talking to you today, just so you know. um, so what these people do is they create a forward moving momentum. They know that in right now the state that they are in is still state, but they know that in order for them to move forward, they need to create momentum. So instead of like going from here to here, right, intellectually, like it's your mind, your Anja chakra doesn't really have it hasn't been exercised to grow this to the next level. So what they end up doing is, successful people, they know they need to create some momentum. What doesn't matter. Like, I will give you my example. I started doing these videos beginning of the week, and I'll tell you, it's not easy to go live every day. Okay, it's just it's difficult, because you got to come up with topics, and I'm talking about chakras, and soon I'll be talking about I'm going to go into this topic deeper, but more importantly, I'm also going to go towards money, but that will come later. Right now I'm just doing this, and it's not easy, right? But I had to do something. I had, because I'm the creator, founder of Financial Chakras, and as I'm doing this, it's not easy, right? But I had to create momentum. So I knew that I wanted to pick a direction, right? Because financial chakras is it's a movement that I'm creating for the between the holistic and the practical community. And because it's a movement that I'm creating, there is just so many things that are going on that I have to do, right? So but I can talk about a whole bunch of things, right? But the thing is that I had to pick a lane, right? I had to say, okay, where am I going to go with this, and what steps am I going to take? So I said, okay, I'll do step one, and then we'll go to step two, and then we'll go to step three, and so forth. So successful people, know what chakra they come from. Step number one, they know what is a primary chakra, or chakras for that matter. Okay. Um, then what they do, the step number two, is they take a look at their Anja chakra, and they say, okay, based on this, what is it, what's my vision here, what is it that I really want to change. Like if you take a look at Gandhi or Martin Luther King or anybody else in business like Warren Buffett, right? They tell themselves, what do I want to change, what situation am I not happy with that I absolutely must make a change on. So once they figure that piece out, once they know that part of the game, okay, once they know that part of the game, now they very first, instead of analyzing, because many people make mistake. I work with so many business owners, and over last 10 years or so, I have worked with over 5,000 businesses. And what I find with many times with business owners is they get into the analysis paralysis kind of a stage. They really go into their under chakra, and then they stay there. They analyze and analyze and analyze and analyze and analyze and get it right and get it perfect and get it right and get it perfect. But and it's all in their mind. There's nothing else going on. It's just in their mind. It's not perfect. It's not right. It's not wrong. But it's in their mind. So now what happens is that, and I've seen this over and over and over, but at some point in time, it creates a depressionary state. It creates a state of mind where, you just cannot seem to get out of things, Thank you, Rachel. I really appreciate you. It was so good to see you, my friend. It's so good to see you. Um, so but what I'm seeing is that in terms of the business, in terms of success, in terms of moving things forward, right? What I have found is that the people who are in they are brilliant people. Like some of the people I meet, I'm like, you need to learn how to kiss your brain, right? So by the way, I'm gonna do something with kiss your brain. But kiss your brain, if you know how to kiss your brain, you can write down here at the bottom, give me some emojis or somehow tell me how would you kiss your brain. So I really I really love those people who are very intellectually sound, and they know, right? Sometimes I meet individuals that are very creative. They come from their swadhisthana, you said, their second chakra, right? And when they come from that chakra, they are such an amazingly creative. Oh my god, like they're so amazingly creative. Okay. And what happens is that they are so creative that their second chakra is so activated. But what I find is they keep on taking exits, right? So when you, no matter who you are, doesn't matter what chakra you come from, you got to know who are you, where are you coming from, what is your primary chakra, like a one, or chakras multiple, right? So once they know that piece, and they have created a small momentum to move it forward. Okay. Because see, at the end, if they are a business owner, I mean, if you are a business owner watching this video, right, obviously your goal is to attract money. If you're for your business, if you are a individual running a household, your goal is to ultimately take care of your family, right, in one way, shape, or form. So when you take a look at this, different things, in terms of your chakras are concerned, and what is it that you are, that who are you, and where are you trying to go, right? Your vision, your anja chakra, and you're using that. You want to make sure that you're taking baby steps. If you're not confident, it's okay. Maybe you can't do live every day, right? Like it took me some time to have this set up, the way it is right now, because I went live the first day on Monday, and on that day nothing was really operational. It was horrible. Like the picture wasn't the way it is right now. Then the second day came, and I made some adjustment, and I used my laptop camera, and it was okay. It wasn't as clear as it could be. So third day I used my camcorder. I have a 4K really high def camcorder, and I used that, and it threw me off completely because it froze on me, and it just went off the grid, right? So, and then I started using some other camera I have, and everything just is perfect. So what I'm saying in here, as I'm kind of talking to you guys and you're listening to me, right? Nothing is ever perfect. Nothing. It will not be perfect. So move yourself forward, right? Because successful people know that move forward moving object, right? What stays in motion, what gets in motion stays in motion. Okay, so that is actually true, because as your chakras are going up and down and your energies are going up and down, they're at a still state, and you're beginning to move them and move your energy, move your chi in the right way. And as you're moving your energies in the right way, what as you just begin to move it at first, forget about everything else, just start moving it. And once you do that, I'm sure you can relate, like, when you're starting to work out. I know I feel this way. Sometimes I'm working out and I'm like, oh wow, I have to do this, and then I'll be in my music and I'll have my headphones on and having a good time and having a hard time trying to get in motion. But as soon as I come downstairs here in my basement, and I start moving, and I get my mindset correctly, and I say, okay, now I'm going to put intentions out, then I'm going to do this, and my entire workout routine changes. So the successful people also know that the hard work, right? The true work is in the actually not during the race, like when whatever they're fighting for, it's not during that time, but it's before that. They're putting all the hard work, all the dedication. They're coming from the Manipura chakra. They're coming from that third chakra, right? So when they're coming from that, and they know that they need to get into the grind, because that grind is what makes it to the next stage. Because that hard work, that dedication, that perfection, that everything, that tenacity, everything comes from that place. Okay. And last but not least, blah, blah, right? Last but not least, right? Okay, they have a complete faith in themselves. They don't look left. They don't look right. They start comparing themselves. They forget about what people have told them in the past about who they are. Who they are not, right? Actually, so and what once they erase that, they clear the slate and they move their things forward. And it is my prayers today, as I'm doing this video and as I'm doing coming to conclusion, I want to say, a quick prayer for you. It is my prayer for you, that hey, may universal power come in your life and give you all the health, wealth, and happiness you're willing to fight for. If you like this video, go here at the bottom, go ahead and like it, share it, and subscribe to my following. I would highly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Namaste. I'll see you tomorrow around at 11 o'clock, because we're going to have some fun with some people. Namaste. See you tomorrow.